Dave, when you just, obviously coming into this series, you talked about how this wasn't necessarily going to be a test, but a really good way to kind of gather information. But when you see a fight in the way in which this team came back, and yes, it ultimately pulled off the win, but to see kind of just how these two teams fought back and forth, is this, I mean, kind of exciting as to what can come from October?
Absolutely. I thought it was a good ball game. You know, two really good ball clubs, and we started off with a run, and then they answered back with 6. And I think if you turn to Lance, it wasn't his best outing. Clearly, he didn't have really good stuff. His stuff wasn't sharp. The execution wasn't consistent, and the misses they took advantage of. So yeah, I'm sure there's a pitch that we'd like to have back. We tried to get him through that 5th inning. Appreciate the fact that we have 4 games against these guys, and I appreciate that from Lance. And then with that said, we still have a chance to win the ball game. So our guys fought, and we got to their closer, and so that was a win in itself. But yeah, overall, really good ball game.
Look, he was talking about how just, I think from our perspective, maybe from a fan perspective, it felt like it was a back and forth between him and Ronald Jr. Did you feel that as such? He obviously said that he doesn't look at it that way, he didn't feel that per se, but just from your perspective, what was it like, you know, witnessing these two guys go back and forth?
You know, you're watching the game, you're trying to win a game, but it's hard not to watch those two guys go head to head, and to watch Ronald hit a grand slam, and then see Mookie answer with the backside 3-run homer, and then to hit another homer to get us a little bit closer. I think the game within the game, watching these guys go head to head was fun. Obviously, their team won tonight, but Mookie put forth a great effort.
Mookie's kind of downplayed some of the MVP talk, but how much does he want it?
I think he wants it bad. I mean, you don't put yourself or have a situation in the last month of the season to be, right there at the top of the MVP race. And yeah, the first thing is to win a championship and help your team win. But with that, you got to play well, and he understands that. So he's driven by winning championships. And but I do think that having an opportunity to be recognized as the most valuable player in the National League is something that matters. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
Setting aside the fact that the best of 7 series, off days probably going to manage some things a little differently. Does this feel like a playoff game?
It was, I think that the way that they managed their pen spoke to how important the game was. I think you can see the intensity of the game, the quality of the bats, the energy in the crowd. So it was signs of a playoff game, I think so.
Is it good? I mean, you guys have played a lot of good games, but is it good when you have a big lead and, like this last month, there might not be a ton of meaningful games? Is it good to be in an atmosphere like this and just kind of get to feel that and have to try to come back?
It is. The Major League season's a grind. It's a long season. But you play to put yourselves in games like this, situations like we expect to be in October. But yeah, it's hard for me to say. Games in September aren't going to matter. But when you play a team like that, crowds energized, the juices get going.
And you've had enough guys on your roster that have played in these games before, but for an Outman, for a Bush, for those guys to get this kind of exposure. How big is that?
It's big. It's big. Yeah, absolutely. You can see Mookie's poise. You can see Freddie. You can see guys that have been there, Will Smith, Max Muncy. But guys like James, this is different. And I said about a month ago, I don't consider him a rookie anymore, but playing in games like this for James, for Michael, how you respond to when your nerves and your emotions start to ramp up, it's something that you can only gain through these experiences, and this is good for them.
How impressed were you with your bullpen?
I was very impressed. Just coming in there, I thought Shelby, we haven't seen Shelby in quite some time, to go out there and give us an inning. I thought Victor threw the ball really well, filled up the zone. And then Vesio was great. And we just got Gratterall in there. He had pitched in 5 days, so wanted to get him back on track. So, that last 4 innings, I thought was really fantastic.
Are you going to miss August?
We had a really good August. September's somewhat similar, but man, what an August it was for us.
Because I know you're kind of like in the middle of the match, and trying to figure out like the next steps during the game. Like when Mookie hits that first, like you run homer, like when do you kind of allow yourself to think like this is kind of pretty special, back and forth, and kind of just answer back?
I had a little inside smile, and because I do think that it's such a great game, and I've gone on record saying these are the best players that have ever been as far as talent. And fans, media, people want to see the best perform, and to see what Ronald did, and then to see how Mookie answered. It was good to see him respond.